Good afternoon, guys. My name is Tommy. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am revisiting my Songtember song today. It's the 14th of September. We're halfway through the month nearly, and I feel like the pressure is on a little bit. And I'm thinking to myself, I should be further along than where I am now. But my main sticking point is, and has always been, lyrics. And I've been having a think about lyrics. I've got an idea, and I'm going to get it down today. But really, I want you guys to let me know how I could change them, whether they fit, whether they're just super cheesy. That's the main thing that I want to do. I want to get lyrics down today. There's a few little ideas that I've got that I'll run through a little bit later on. But basically, the opening verse is a description of the things that are around you. And I want it to create an image in someone's head that it's a conversation between two people where the other person is saying, like, wake up kind of thing. Take it in, take what's around you in. Like, take in the moment kind of thing. And then I was thinking, well, what do I do with the chorus? And I had a thought this morning about telling a story about an old man who is telling me, the songwriter, that he never took his chances when he was young, and now he's on his at the end of his life. He wishes that he could do it again, essentially. So I'll read the lyrics to you for the chorus, and I've got a slight reservation as to whether they're a bit too direct and a bit too cheesy. So if you've got any ideas of how I can tweak it and make it a little bit more poetic, if you like, that would be great. So the lyrics that I've got here is, an old man said to me one day, I stood around, I stayed too late, now it's gone. And here I spend my final days wishing I had the chance again, but it's gone. Now that have more context when I sing it in a melody, but essentially that's kind of it. My initial thought is that very first line, an old man said to me one day, is that a bit too, not bland, but is it too, like, meh? Could I say something like, an old man said to me today, to make it a bit more relevant, like, this is why I'm writing the song, because they said it to me today? Or do I change that old man said to me completely? And could I move the spend my final days line, which is in the second part of the chorus, to the first line, where it says something like, an old man spends his final days wishing he had the chance again? So I'll flip the chorus around. An old man spends his final days wishing he had the chance again, but it's gone. Oh, it's gone. And something like, and as he wipes a tear away, he says, I stood around, I stayed too late, but it's gone. That's another option. So that makes it a little bit more, it creates a bit more of an image, I think, in your head. So I could do that. I'm going to go with my initial idea because it's the one that I've written down. But let me know whether I need to tweak that. Like I said, I could flip it and have, an old man spends his final days wishing he had the chance again, but it's gone. And as he wipes a tear away, I said, I stood around, I stayed too late. That's an option. But let me get this lyrics down, what I've got so far. And then if we like this lyric, if you guys think that that's a decent angle to take the story down, then I'll stick with it. And I'll try and just do a few tweaks with the rest of the song. And then we should be ready to do the mixing phase. And then what I'd like to do is do the mixing phase, make sure I've got all the panning and the levels right. And then with the lyrics, I'll be able to see if there's any final instruments or little parts that need to go in. So I'm going to switch over to GarageBand. I'm going to head over to the beginning of the song, which I'm already in. Now, for the vocal, I've got the first verse in there already, which was, it's the stars shining brightly, can you see them? So I am just gonna come in. Let's make sure I'm in the right place. Do you feel it? I'm gonna press record. And everything you ever wanted is right in front of you. And old man said to me one day, I stood around, I stayed too late, but it's gone. Not but it's gone, now it's gone. Of you. An old man said to me one day, I stood around, I stayed too late, now it's gone. Oh, it's gone. And here I spend my final days, wishing I had a chance again, but it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Now I've just realised I've recorded it on this mic, so I just want to make sure that the sounds aren't too different. Right in front of you. An old man said to me one day, I stood around, I stayed too late, now it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Actually, both those parts were on this microphone. I need to compare it to this. Ocean, do you feel it? And everything you ever wanted. It's not too bad. Let me turn that off. It's not too bad. There's a little bit of difference with the gain on both of them, but I'm going to have to redo the whole vocal for the song anyway at some point. This is more about getting an idea for the lyrics down. So, we're at the chorus. And everything you ever wanted. So this is the songwriter telling someone, and this is the story. It's right in front of you. An old man said to me one day, I stood around, I stayed too late, now it's gone. Oh, it's gone. And here I spend my final days, wishing I had the chance again, but it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Were you there when the walls came down around your feet? Do you care about the here and now? Pick up the pieces. You can take it if you want it. All you gotta do is try. I need to rephrase that. All you gotta do is try. All you gotta do is try. An old man said to me one day, I stood around, I stayed too late, now it's gone. It's gone. And here I spend my final days, wishing I had a chance again, but it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Actually, let's record that second chorus with my other idea and we can get a direct comparison then. So it would be, an old man spends his final days. An old man spends his final days wishing he had a chance again, but it's gone. Oh, it's gone. And now he wipes his tears away. I stood too long, I stayed too late. Now it's gone. Oh, it's gone. So if it let me mute this. If we do go for that idea, we'd need to just tweak those lines a little bit, just because it doesn't sound quite right. But those are the ideas for the lyrics so far. I'd have to come up with some vocal part for this final section. But really the main idea was to try and get a pre-chorus and a chorus down, because that was stopping me. And I think I'd like the idea of an old man telling the story about how he did the same as what I'm telling this other person, to add weight to my story, if you like, to my justification for writing the song, if you like. I just don't know whether I've been a bit too direct and not kind of like flowery enough with the lyrics. But if you've got any ideas, I would really, really welcome them. There is one idea that I'm thinking, and I've got another set of lyrics for a verse. So we start off the first verse with, it's the stars shining brightly, do you see them? It's the calm in the ocean, do you feel it? Now, I've got, it's the smiles on the faces of sons and daughters. It's the miles of open spaces to discover. Now, I like those lyrics. They could get shoved onto the end of that first verse and make that first verse a little bit longer, which means that it would have a bit more of a run into the first chorus. Or I could take out those lyrics in the second verse, which is about were you there when the walls came down around our feet, and replace them with those 4 lines. And I'm a bit unsure as to what to do, because that second verse as it is now, were you there when the walls came down, I see that as me using that as an example as to, and again, justification for why I'm writing the song. Listen, you need to wake up, were you there when the walls came down around your feet? But if I took them out and replaced them with those other 2 lines, it keeps the theme going of pointing things out around the world around you that need to be taken notice of. So I don't know, what do you think? I could put those in at the second verse, or I could just add them onto the end of the first verse and make that like a bumper first verse. But this is going to be a really short video. I've got the lyrics down, I've got my questions and thoughts out in my head. If you've got any ideas or any guidance on what I should do, what you think would be best with the lyrics, you don't necessarily have to give me lyrics, although if you have got them, that would be great. But if you think I should change a few things up, then just let me know. Thanks very much for tuning in. I might be back again tonight if I get some feedback on the lyrics and stuff, because I've got some ideas of what I want to do to that first pre-chorus. I'm thinking of taking everything out and just having it really stripped back, just to lead up to a bit of a livelier chorus, because at the minute it sounds a little bit mismatched, a little bit odd. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you very soon. Hope you've liked the video, and hopefully we can get this song done before the end of September. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll see you very soon. Take care, guys.